Right, today people, what we're going to be doing is we've got a Mark 5 Ford Mondeo. On this I'm going to be doing a cambelt and water pump. I'm also going to be doing a flywheel. Whether I'll include this in the video or not, I'm not sure. I don't know if obviously if you've not done a cambelt on one of these, Ford's in there. What's the word? Ford's in wisdom. That's the word I'm looking for. I've put an ECU right next to the cambelt cover. Right. ECU is not the problem, it's the security plate that they put on the sides here. And as you can see, it's held on with anti-tamper bolt, well, shear bolts they're called. And you can actually do it. Right, let's just hold that there, 1 second. Right, sorry about that people, I hate that bloody compressor. The only thing it gets used for in this garage anymore is for the time machine. For some reason it constantly needs to refill itself. So yeah, it can be done without taking this off, but you will hurt your hands. And you will struggle, and it's actually quite hard to see the tensioner when you're doing it. It's hard to actually get everything in at the tensioner when you're trying to tension the belt up. All you need to do is take the cover off, undo this wire, and obviously this wire here as well, and this all folds back out of the way there, and you actually get loads of space down the side. Obviously the engine mount's going to be coming out. I'm not there's a correct way of doing this when you do it as well, when you lock the timing up. There's actually, where the start motor is down there, I don't know if you can see that. You see that little plastic thing there? I'm maybe in more, and I'm actually pointing at the screen there. It's like a little L-shaped plastic thing down there. There's actually a timing pin you're supposed to put through there, and it locks the flywheel. Now, I haven't got a timing pin to go in there. A bolt to go in there, but it's not easily going to go in. So I'm not even going to bother. I'm just going to tip-X the bottom like a majority of people will do. And something else I've just noticed while I'm looking down here, because I'm obviously going to be doing a flywheel. Let's see if we can zoom in. Where am I looking? You see that puddle of water? Yes, I'm zoomed in a bit too much. That puddle of water down there. Now, the reason you get water down there is because of the thermostat. Oh, and yes, the thermostat housing's got a leak. See that other puddle of water? That's your thermostat housing. And I've done a video of a strip down of one of these, why they leak. As you can tell, it's a ball ache. Pain in the ass. Proper irritating. But there's not much you can do about it, because you can't get and I've looked, I really have looked, you can't get the seal for this little pain in the backside. So you have to just buy a new one. I'll have to tell them tomorrow, because I'm actually doing this is after work now. It's 7ish o'clock at night. I'm zoomed in there on the battery. It's 7 o'clock-ish at night, and there's not much we can do about that at this moment. Bit of a pain, because I'm going to take a lot to change that. You have to take all this off. You don't have to take, do you? No, you don't have to take the battery off, but you should do, because it makes it easy for you to get at the pipe, the boost pipe, which is down there. There is it, which is this big solid pipe just there. That's a pain, that's in the way, and all this is going to come off through the clutch and fly, which is a bit of a pain in the backside. Alright, but I digress. Right, so anyway, what I'm going to do is, it's pointless me showing you everything I'm doing here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry on. I'm going to get this shield off, this top cover. I'm also going to take the driver's wheel off, and it's got an undertray on it. It should have. Yeah, it's got an undertray. I'm going to pull the undertray off. I'm trying to think whether I should do the flywheel first or not. Because I would do the flywheel first. No, I won't do the flywheel first. I'll do the cambelt first. What I'll do is I'm going to get all this undone, and we'll get round to, and I'll show you the timing it up and what's involved. Right, here's an interesting one for you. Anyway, it's not even interesting. Anyone who's had to deal with Fords will understand this. Is these fucking things do my head in. Now, before anyone says it, no, I didn't put my gun straight onto it. I did actually use a 19mm socket on a crack bar, and it just spun. It was completely on completely. It wasn't like it was just like hanging on. It was on completely. I've had to muller this just with an 18mm, a 12-sided 18mm to get onto it because it drives me nuts. Just fuck off with these fucking things. They've been doing this since the Mark 5. The Mark 4 used to have solid steel ones because it was behind the cap. I'm sure people will give up having dull fucking wheel nuts if it means you don't have to put up with shit like this all the time. Just a quick rant while I'm here. Here's one to take note of though. Which I'm actually bit of an oil leak there, is the build quality that I've gone into these since. It's a bit irritating when you're going to take them all off, but they have, holding this front underspat, they have 1, 2, 3, 4 torques. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 7mm bolts, and then they have plastic clip, plastic clip, plastic clip, plastic clip, plastic clip. They have, no, it doesn't hold the spat on. Now, it keeps the front end very, very sturdy. It's a bit of a pain in the ass when you've got to change your headlight bulbs, because, as anyone said to you, yeah, ideally you take your headlight out whenever you're doing your headlight bulbs, because it just makes life so much easier otherwise, because there's just no room for it. While I'm under the people take note, there's a oil leak here, as you can see. Now, I know exactly what this is because they all do it. And they do it after about 10,000 miles. And it's the fuel pump. They have a reduction gear in the fuel pump in a housing. And there's a gauze that gets blocked up with crack and stuff like that. So the pressure builds up and it just leaks out. And this, as you can see, this is like leaks quite a bit. Looking here though, I'm trying to think. Oh, that's not a rear main because I haven't got one here with me. And that means I might have to mind you, I can take the gearbox off and the flywheel and come back to the rear main if needed. But I don't think it is, it might be. Another thing, plastic sumps. Friggin' hate the things. Hate them, hate them, hate them, hate plastic sumps. Because you have to be really, really gentle with when you. Because obviously I'm going to have to put a jack on this in a minute when I'm doing the belt. Right, so anyway, I'm going to get back to doing my Sam cambelt. I'm going to take what people don't always do it. Some people just fold this back. I always take the wheel arch liner all the way off because it's out your way. It's not up there. You're not leaning in. These have all kinds of cack on the back of it, mud and it's sewage. The drivers are driving through puddles. That's sewage. If they drive through a puddle that's sitting on top of a grid, that's going to have sewage and all kinds of shite in it. So you want that out. You don't want that fucking slapping you on the side of the head while you're trying to work. So take it off. It's what, a couple of 10mm and some poppers. A couple of 7s here. Like I said, 4 plus 7s. A couple of poppers up there. I will actually do them a favour. I don't know if it's already done. There's a clip, a retaining clip right behind the bumper here. and holds the bumper on. And it's a pain in the ass when you're trying to change headlights because you can't get it out, so you sort of have to try and peel this back. But because I'm already going to have this off, I'll take that off for him if it's not already done. When I was talking about this on the front, I will be taking this off because I'm doing the clutch. You need to take this off to take the subframe off. You don't need to take this off if you're only doing your cam belts. Don't get worried about taking that off if you're only doing your cam belts. Yeah, there we go. You can see that plastic thing I was talking about a bit better. Focus is terrible. That black bit there. And behind that, that's where you put your timing pin. But we're not going to do that, like I said. All I'm going to do is, I'm going to mark it here. I'll mark it here. Tip exit down there when I get my top dead centre. I'll also do it behind the bottom pulley. Just makes life a bit easier. Right, what we need to do next is we need to take off our fan belt. Now, because I've took the wheel arch liner off, it's actually easy enough to get to. You're gonna need a 15mm. If you can get your hands on them. Obviously, if you're just everyday Joe, you're not gonna go out. I mean, these are Blue Points. I think I've got 200 quid for a set. These. You need a long 15mm ratchet. Just makes things a lot more easy. This is a 13 on one end, what's the name? It's wobbly. It just helps you get it in there, like so. Now, see if I can. Right, what do you reckon the odds are I'm going to be able to do this without dropping the camera or jamming my fingers? So it goes up. Oh, wrist action there. Unhook it. And take it off. I'm just going to put that away up there. Unhook it off there. And you're out of the way. Now what you can do, I've actually, normally I always have retaining pins for tensioners, and they're always in my pockets, in my work pants, but because I've been home and got changed, I haven't brought it back in with me, so it's at home. So next, what we're going to need to do, we're going to need to take this out. Now, it says not to use an impact gun when taking these out, for the simple fact being Ford, it's not Ford, is it? It's Peugeot. Love to put a shit ton of Loctite on their bolts. So what I need is a 22. Can't remember. It's it a 20? It might be a 21. Let's have a look. No, it's a 22. Typical. So 22. Now, I mean, I know it's not an impact socket that I've got, but I'm in a bit of a shit tip today. I've got everything everywhere, and as you can see, I've got to put all my tools away from. I've had loads of work today. I've done an engine and a Focus. I've done a lot of work today, so I've had a bit of time off. Now I can't even remember what. There's me gun. Right. That's what I need to do. Get off. So, check it in the right direction. Right, ears. So off a little bit. In, out, in. And Bob. Now, you can see that. Is there any need for that much Loctite? There isn't. Now, where's my timing kit? I don't even... Where have I put the timing kit? Why have we only took half the stuff out of the bus in the car? There's my water pump and my concentric. Right, it's still in the car. We'll get back to that. We'll get back to that one in a minute. So once you got that off, you need to undo that. That comes off, put it somewhere safe. And then you want to take this reluctant ring off. Now you have to be really gentle with these. I'm going to need a pick. Oh no. Maybe I'll get it with a pair of longies. Not to do that because these are magnetic. And I just manky there. Dropped it all in the ash. Now you see that edge there? The little lumps. People think that's cack that's stuck to the magnet. It's not, it's actually part of the magnet. And you wipe it. And I've seen a lad rub it down. Not rub it down, I mean literally with a cloth, rub the edge off thinking he was getting rid of all the cack. And he wasn't, he was getting rid of the magnet and the car would start. So don't make that mistake. So that's off. Now, something on, like so the 1.6 engines, you have to take this off. On these, you leave your crank sensor on. You have to push that through there, which is that. Push the clip through. Again, that's neat to attach and it's stuck on a bit further up. This is at the belt. Oh, it's at the belt. Someone's already marked this. Someone's already timed this. Let's have a look. I'm still going to change it though because that's a strange one. What come to think of it? That wash on that bolt doesn't look original. Oh, that's really hot, that from. To get really, really hot. Now, if you ever taken, when you're taking these, just back to the point, if you're ever taking one of these off and it is stiff, heat it up with a blow lamp. But stick to the nut, the bolt, sorry. Don't hit the what's name up because obviously you damage the reluctant ring. Or if you're not timed up and locked up, if you could may cause the belt to degrade really, really quickly actually. And your engine goes to timing. And then you will have to put your pin in the other ends. Just opens yourself up to a lot of problems. I'm a terrible cameraman, mate. Really am. Sorry about that. That's knocked me for 6 a little bit, that. It's had the belt already. Obviously someone's done the same thing as me. The Tipex it, whether the Tipex it to leave a mark, or they just don't use that Tipex mark, because when you obviously afterwards when you rotate your engine, you rather than having to go putting pins back in, as long as your lines line up, you know you're good. Yeah. And it's had a flywheel. And I say it's had a flywheel because right up there, see that hole? There should be a bolt in there. We call them the twat bolts. Because the twats. Twat bolts are always hidden by DPS. These Focus engines, or Mondeo engines, or as they are as well, these also have one that goes through there. You have a fucking big DPS that goes right up next to it, then you can't get the bolt out. That's a strange one, there. Oh, flywheel must be a shitty cheap flywheel at its at. Oh, but I digress. Let's get back to what we're doing. What I'm going to take all these covers off now. And I'll show you how to lock it up and time it. Right, so we're back up top here. Like I said, I've already took this cover off, folded the wiring back here. This actually knocked me a little bit, this, because it's already had a belt done on it. I don't even know, let's have a look how many miles is on this thing. 122,000. So it shouldn't have had a belt. But for some reason it's had a belt. Well, no, it should have had a belt. It shouldn't be getting another one. So anyway, when you're up here, obviously take the engine mount out. There's 3 18s here. One's a bit awkward, don't damage the pipe. And then you'd have a 15 down here and a 15 down here. And you lift off this big ass mount here. Lift off. Then you have 3 10mm. One's right down there, holding it right down here at the bottom. One here and one behind this wire. I've already took them out. Like I said, wires connected, so I need to get me big flathead screwdriver. Yeah. Should have done this first because it's hard to do one-handed when the thing's floating. Right, I'm gonna pause it there once. Right, so there we are, we're back again. See, that belt doesn't look that old. You can't really see the water pump yet. I'm going to take a couple of 10mm off this. That one's that's a water pump bolt. Let's see if that one's in there. So it's missing a 10mm there. So 10mm there, and then 2 10mm down the bottom. So we'll get that. There's our light back on. Again, you're gonna have to excuse my heavy breathing. I didn't really want to be doing this tonight because I'm literally dying. I mean, to the point I've had nearly a half pack of Sudafed, and it just doesn't seem to be help. Well, it does because I'm a bit giggly, so it's not always advisable to be doing cambelts while under the influence. Brilliant investment, this little ratchet. Saves so much time, even though I can't get that in, so I'll leave me little gun. You know, you get all the old time mechanics be going, oh, we never used to use guns and not guns obviously because they've been using them for years. They'll be talking about how it was all airlines. There we go, that's off. Drop that out the bottom, don't know, out of that because I've still got a subframe in the way. No, go, get out. So yeah, look, it's been timed up before. So the problem is I don't trust other people's timing marks. So what I'll do is, I'm going to just rotate this. You rotate it from the bottom, always rotate from the bottom, don't never rotate it from the top because you can't snap the belt. The last time I snapped the belt by moving it from the top, I was only moving it a little tiny bit, and it was on my old XR3. That's how long ago. It wasn't the second 3i, it was an XR3. I think it was a wide edge. It was the old 1.6 CV8 engines. Was it a CV8? Yeah, it was a CV8. Gutted that car's gone. Worth a fortune now. I just left that to die because, I mean, it was a bit of a rush bucket. But see, I'm going on with myself now. So what I'll do now, I'm going to get this timed up and I'll get back to you once I've timed it up. Right, so here we are. I've got it round to where this timing marks are. Now, we have got a kit for this, but, well, I've got a pin for this, but I never use pins. I always use a 13mm bolt. That's not in exactly straight, I need to slightly. I'm actually doing that with my knee. That goes all the way in, that's nice and snug. Make the sockets off the bottom. Let's see where this timing mark is. Right, that one. Yeah, you can see it now. You can see that. You can see his old Tipex mark that's on the side there, and that'll suffice me. That saves me having to go to the office because I've lost my hubber Tipex, and Mrs. Office Lady won't be able to shout at me because I've robbed hers. So next is that's locked on the top. Don't need to lock the bottom. Always lock the top for the simple fact that you're pressing against springs on the cam. The bottom will stay relatively still. The top won't. When you take the belt off, you don't have to give it a slight nudge and it'll pop out one way or the other because it's opening a valve on 2 and 3. Then valve's going to be opened, whether it's going to be trying to figure out firing order. One's going to be an exhaust and one's going to be an inlet. It's going to be open on either of the 2 and 3, sorry. So it's going to be pressing against springs, and it's easy for them to snap back and turn your camshaft. It's not the end of the wheel because you can just turn it back and then lock it in position, but it's a pain in the ass, especially when you're trying to put a belt on because these are quite sharp. These edges, you don't look it, but they are very sharp, and it will hurt. Sorry, I wasn't even putting that on. I told you again, bad cameraman. Oh, that's because I'm zoomed in, isn't it? These teeth are very sharp and they hurt. Very much so. So the next one I need to do, where's my 13? Just there. That's being shown. Oh, there it is. So next, 13 mil. 1, 2. Match is going the wrong way. That wasn't even tensioned enough anyway, so that's nice and loose. Push that back. Now, take it all the way out, mate. Take the nut all the way off. Keep it separate. I think there's new ones in this kit anyway, so it's not a problem. So that's kicked back. That's the side of the belt slack. Now, if you look on these, yeah, if you push against it, you can see the bottom one will move a bit. Because it's got a keyway on it and it allows it to shift slightly. So what we need to do is slide this belt off. Nice and gently. Clip our belts off the side. After itself, off the water pump. That's our belt off. Let's have a look at the teeth on this. Actually, doesn't look that bad. But it's getting done. He's asked for it to be done, so it's getting done. He's only, for all I know, it's a bit late at night to be ringing him and saying this is our dad one. No grooves on there. Yeah, that pulley down. There's a little pulley. You see that bolt down there, which is part of the engine mount. There's a pulley behind it as well. Don't forget to change that. If you forget to change it, it's going to end up with grooves, and then you're going to be very, very sad because you're going to have a mess. So yeah, just change it. Comes as part of the kit. Oh, and you know what I've done? I hate it when I do this. I forgot to do the water pump, drain the water. Oh, that means I'm going to have water all over the floor. Because you can never catch it all. Right, so that's the next thing. Drop water everywhere and make a friggin' mess. Jack's place underneath it. Right, so, okay, I'm going to get my water pump off. Water pumps are on with, strangely enough, 11 mils. And there's, actually, I'll tell you how many there is because I've got the water pump, the new water pump here. And there is one, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7. 7 bolts holding the water pump on. 7 and 11 mils. Ooh, it's a brass one, that. That's something new. I think the plastic on these. Normally plastic anyway. Went all out on this. Kind of being cheap. New gasket. So yeah, I'll get the water pump off and I'll show you where from then. So what I've decided to do here is I put my engine mount back on. I'm still done with 2 bolts because I've been draining the water system. I'll drain into a bin here. I'll do a couple of these 11s slightly. Now these start dripping as soon as you undo 1 bolt. You can't afford to lose any of these. Don't be tempted because one's a bit hard. Plus another thing that I noticed the first time I done one of these is I took the water pump off from the top, which is what you'd normally do. And when I was feeling around, I couldn't find this one, but I knew there was one down here, so I started undoing this one. So I had the bolt out, so I counted the bolts, got all the bolts out, and the thing wouldn't come off. I was thinking, why won't you come off? That's what it was. I took out a bolt out of the oil pump housing, which made a bit of a pig's ear. So yeah, just be careful. You don't. I mean, it's not an issue. You do take the wrong one out as long as you put it back in again. The only problem is you're not going to get your water pump off if you don't do the wrong ones. Loosen all these. And I might go and make myself a cup of tea while it's draining. Loosen that one right up the top. I feel like quite a bit of lactate in that one. And no problem. Can't get me little electric ratchets in on here because it's too long. Doesn't fit. Might have to do like the old timers used to do it. Yeah, so what I'm doing, let that water drip for a little bit. What I might do, I might prise it forward a little bit to crack the seal and make myself a cup of tea and come back to it. So I'll come back to you soon when I'm a bit further on. So yeah, here we go. Got the water pump off. It's, like I said, it's a plastic one. What can tend to happen with these plastic ones is they can spin here. See the way you got the metal pinion coming through, and then you have a bush around it. Well, it's not a bush. It's a collet, which is past the plastic bit, and they come loose. And they turn all right when it's cold. When it gets a bit warm and they expand a little bit, pisses out. Now, what I will say is I never do them because I've snapped bits trying to get these to come out because they're dissimilar metals, and they just don't come loose. But the idea is that you take that out and it drains your system. I haven't got time for that. That's the telltale hole there. There was no water leaking from there. But all in all, wasn't too bad. Water still dripping. I ended up with water everywhere. It just happens. I'm not bothered. I'm not doing my flywheel until tomorrow. I've just decided. So that's all cleared there. Put that to the side. Never throw your parts away until your customers just seeing them. Some customers can be a bit strange. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the toilet, and I'll be back with you in a second. Right, I'm going to put my new I put a little tiny bit of sealant underneath there. This is a metal gasket normally paper ones. I'm not going to film me putting this back up because it's going to be awkward with it being metal. They don't hold themselves in place. It's worth noticing, metal gaskets can only be used once. So if you put it on wrong and tighten it up and you think, oh no, it's not sitting properly, you're going to have to get another gasket because they do crush and then they don't fit again. So when you're putting it up, make sure you put all your bolts in before you tighten it down. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to get that up there now, and the next bit will be me actually putting the belt back on with the tensioner. So we've got our water pump all attached. Now, as you can see, I've knocked my timing out slightly. This is where my mark is. This should be facing straight down. What I have to do is, I'm going to rest on there and I'll turn that round a little bit. You have a little, not much on this for some reason, but this should turn ever so slightly. It's a bit tight. Don't want to force it though, so next is straighten that out. I'll drop it down. I'll put my belt on. Right, God, I'm tired. So what we're going to do next is we need to take this pulley off. I told you before. Now for some, these are the kind of things that really irritate me. This is a 16mm bolt. It's the only 16mm bolt that you will use while doing this job. So you've got to have 15, 18, 16, 22 for the bottom crank, 7s. No, is it 7s? Yeah, you need 7. No, you don't need 7s. Yeah, you need 7s to take the wheel arch liner off. 10mm and 11mm. You know, 10s and 11s, just 10 or 11 will do. You don't need to have two different sizes. You don't need to have a 16 if you're going to be using 15s. You know, it's ridiculous. So what you need to do, take this off. I'm pretty tight this. Now, all these things that you're taking off, they all have torque specifications. And I could do them up to torque. I could. I never do. I mean, I've never had a torque fail apart from I over tightened a Golf. I was doing a Golf. It was a 2-litre Golf. That looks a bit worn in there. That what brand's that? Does it say? No branding on that. Suppose that's just sad. Right. So where's our timing belt kit? So we'll have a look in this. Right. Now, if you get new bolts, I'm going to use them. If you don't get new bolts, I'll use the old ones. Some kits will come with new bolts. Certain cars require new bolts for whether it's because of stretch or whatever. So underneath here we have 300 points. What a waste. I don't know. I collected, you know, for about 7 or 8 years I collected these and I had thousands and thousands of them. And you can get fuck all with them. It's ridiculous. They are cheeky bastards. I don't even know. I think the actual company's changed now. I don't even know if the old ones are redeemable. I remember sat there one night and I'm like, for hours I sat there inputting them into the account. Inputting them into the account, and it worked because you get them with the flywheel clutches and flywheels. They come with the LUK clutches and flywheels, and I think I had enough to get a clutch aligning tool, which is something I don't use anyway. So there's a bit of a kick in the teeth, all that effort. So there's our new crank bolt with lots and lots of Loctite on it. Put that there for in a minute. We've got a new idler or jockey wheel, which goes in there, behind there, and our tensioner. So we put that to the side. That can go over there. Right, now, come on Tony, see if you can do this one-handed. So what was, I was saying before, when you've done so many of these, you get the knack of how tight things should be. The only time you should, I mean, if you're ever doing a cylinder or gasket, never just do it by hand how you think it should be, because the torque settings on a head, it's more to do with the sequence than that's nice. It's more to do with the sequence of pulling the head down straight and all the bolts being the same tightness. That's like one of the reasons why you should. Well, it's the reason you should always do torque settings correctly. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to knock this into gear just to hold this bottom crank pulley still. Right, I'm going to, where's my tensioner? I really need to get myself a camera holder. Right, now if you look, let's see if I'm in the right place. Aim it right. See that little pin? That locates this little tang here. So when you put that on, it goes on and lines up with that. Let's see. Let's get in there. That can't go anywhere. That holds it in place. You put 13mm. Just so it's just touching it, because when you tighten, this comes out, when you tension this, it will go tight. It'll pull the nut tight. Don't put it on too tight, otherwise you're not going to tension it correctly. Now, there's no way in here if I'm going to be able to put this belt on while holding the camera, because I do need to get a camera holder. I have to get like a magnetic stands one. So, what's bearing in mind now is when you put a belt back on, you put it on from the bottom and you work your way up. I'm not even pointing at my terrible camera. Start from the bottom, loop it on the bottom, and you bring it up this way, nice and taut. Taut over the top of there, round there, down, and round your water pump. Now, I always find to go round the bottom and round the water pump and then bring it down the top, because it'll just keep falling off. But my point being is you need to keep this side taut as it goes round. On the other side, it's okay because the tension will take out any slack. You don't want any slack on this side. You want this side tight. That's the reason on the crank pulley, it should move slightly. You got like a tooth that either way where you can go. What's it called? Floating. The bottom sprocket floats on the crank by a tooth. But this one seems to be on pretty tight, so I'm not really going to be fussed about that. So I'll just get it on exact. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the belt on and I'll come back to how you tension. Right, so as you can see, I've got my belt on. Timing's bob on the top. And it's bob on the bottom. Slack on this side here, so it's nice and tight. So next what you want to do is pull this, so you can see it, the pre-tensioning pin. Get rid of that. So what that does is it throws the tension around. Cut my hand. Well, I haven't cut my hand, I've already cut my hand and I've just jabbed on the scab on my hand. That's it. As you can see, we've already got my Allen key on there ready, because I've got to put my ratchet on it. It's a 6mm. What I'm going to do now is, where I put my ratchet, I've just literally had it. So where have I put it? what did I use it on? I used to tighten up the water pump. Fucking cack everywhere. Oh, I can feel me cold giving me grief now. So what we need to do, we're gonna ratchet on our tensioner. Right, turn it around. Now, if you look, I don't know if you can see there. See that little pin with the hole in it? Let's see if I can make this do it so you can see it at the same time. As I pull that round, you see it's lined up with that other piece of metal. Whereas that in between them two there. That's where it needs to be when it's tight. What I need to do now, I need to hold that so you don't have to go off camera for a second. Because I need to do this two-handed. Come on, go tight. Go tight. Right, so zoom back out again. My zoomed in I am, aren't I? So there we go, we're all tight. What I will do now is I'll rotate this twice. What you do is you rotate till your top pulley comes round to the top dead centre twice, and your bottom pulley, well, it doesn't have to be twice. It's bottom pulley at least comes around twice and top one once, as long as your timer marks tip X ones ideally because they're easy to see. As long as they line up, job's a good one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to finish the video there, because I won't be starting this up. I'm going to go straight on to be doing my clutch. But yeah, that's how you put your belt on. You put your once you put your belt on, you put your timing belt covers back on. Sorry, once you check the timing's correct, when you rotate it, you put your covers back on, put your engine mount back on, and you move on from there.